Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Grow. Legend grow. Bold and sexy. Legend grow. And sexy. Legend grow. Bold.
Yes. Okay, now what is it giving, girl? What is she giving? She has best be giving Crystalline. Because Honey Mother doesn't have time to go back and forth with. I mean, what's it giving? She have best be giving Thanksgiving dinner, honey. Okay, good. I think I know what the problem was. When I went back and looked, what it was is when y'all said it sounded like I was underwater, now I know why. Because I don't know where the camera is, but my other camera has a microphone, and it was connected to that microphone, which I don't even know where that camera is right now. So it could be underneath this desk and Felice could be sitting on it. I mean, that would explain a lot, but it was connected to that camera. So I said, oh, that's what the issue was. Okay, she's giving Crystalline great. Because I was like, honey boo boo chan. Okay, so we opened up the first episode where we was giving Aqua Team go, go, go. What was it? 17 Leagues Under the Sea, bitch, we was giving, apparently. We didn't realize, or I didn't realize, till the performance had already begun. But, so we started with the girl who I knew, who came to me one time. And I maybe even saw her twice, because now I'm thinking I saw her another time. I think I actually encountered her twice. But the thing of it is what I was saying before, and then we're going to get to this Trump thing, which y'all are breaking the news to me because this is the first time I'm hearing about an apparent assassination. I'm like, we're going to talk about it. But hold on, let me get through this, and then we can get to that. So he came up to me. He was very sweet. And what I was saying is I followed his page, and it was just giving too much. I mean, it wasn't really too much. It was just not really my taste. That's all it was. So I was like, I feel like seeing this on my page. Or on my timeline, rather. So I did unfollow. But when I was on the blogs, and then you know how to be having those stories that aren't necessarily associated with that website, but it'd be a story. Okay. When I was scrolling and I saw that picture, I said, bitch, I know him. And the way the story was looking was making it look like it was something bad. Like, but what's so crazy about that whole thing happening is this. Before that happened, it was that story with that young lady, the black sister in New York, where that man, and they whooped to death, and they finally, because to me, I think that's okay. They was even calling for his head, and I was even okay with that, because I'm saying, to me, girl, we don't got time to play with you. We know what you did. And we saw you dragging her through the street in that beanbag on that wheelchair. We saw it. And it was a motorized wheelchair, bitch. We know what you did. And so the girls beat your ass. And they really should have beat your ass. Now, they didn't kill you. So God gave you grace. But that you got your ass whipped, I have no consideration, like no feeling about that. But my point is, when I saw that, and it was like, oh, this woman, he killed her and put her in a sleeping bag and in some trash bags up against the trash. And I'm saying, I can't imagine what that would be like to know someone and you really care about them and somebody do that to them. To me, that's just like, I don't know. It just seemed like something that don't even seem real until it happens. You know what I'm saying? And I was thinking to myself, ooh, Allah, like, protect the people that are in my sphere, because You know, I don't want nothing to happen to nobody I care about. Well, anyway, I said it would be crazy, like the energy, like how these people who are related to this person maybe know her or friends with her. I'm like, that's a crazy, like, as a Scorpio, I feel like when I saw that video, I was picking up on the energy of the community. Like, how dare you? And they should have felt that way. But my point is, then maybe like a day or two later is when I was on the blog and I saw that picture of that guy I knew. Now he's not like super close to me, but he was someone who was a fan of my work and that took the time to speak with me and was very sweet. He was beautiful physically, but he was also beautiful in his spirit. And I was like, oh my God, this is one of my people. And look at, he was like telling me about his life. But then, like I said, it was the part where it was just a little, it's not even that it was too sexual. I just think it was something about the energy about it. It wasn't wrong. It just did not appeal to me. So I unfollowed it. But I still appreciated him. Still. So anyway, what the story was saying is that he went with his boyfriend to Mississippi. I want to say it was Alabama. Let's just say Alabama, because why am I wanting to say Mississippi? I don't know. That's irrelevant. The point is he went with his boyfriend. And then they're talking about he ran out the window, or he was like, oh, I'm gonna go check on the dogs. He went, and then it's just bizarre. And I'm like, something is off with that. It sounded like, what, did he take bad drugs? Because if it's not a murder, and if it really did happen, because they saying that they have footage showing that he was running through people's yards and stuff. And I'm like, anyway, they found him and he was deceased. And I'm just like, I was just saying that I don't know nobody who something like this happened. I mean, now, to be fair, we not knowing if it was a murder. It still, to me, is a traumatic event, but it's still not what that person in the trash bag was, in my opinion. But it's still trauma. And it's still giving like, wow, I knew that person. And I remember how he was. He was kind. I liked him. I thought he was an okay person. So I hated to see that story on him. I really hated to see that story on him. I'm like, what happened? What happened with that? He just ran out the window, literally? I don't understand. And then anyway, the details will come as they come, but it's just odd. The whole thing sounds a little bit strange, but he said sometimes public justice has to prevail, and I agree. He said, anyways, back to Trump getting. Oh, Charles, see, now that's the thing. I haven't seen that yet. Y'all talking about it is the first time I'm even hearing about this. So when did this happen? And you said it seems staged. Why does it seem staged? Like, before I even see this, I'd like to get the author's notes. The Cliff Notes, if you will. This took about 45 minutes from where I live. Wow. It leads to drugs, in my opinion, especially if he was a supporter of yours. Right? I'm like, I don't understand what it is. Because I'm like, especially, he had told me, it's like, he told me what he was trying to do in school, and it just seemed like he was really, like, he had that other part going on where it was like totally not the persona that I met, but it don't matter about that. The point is it's just like, what happened? What happened? I don't know. And like I said, I'm just sad that happened because he had a lot going on that was good. And he wasn't a person I was close with. He was a person that I was okay with him. I was like, you know what? He's an okay person. Me unfollowing him to have nothing to do with like how I felt about him. It was just I didn't feel like seeing that. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so it happened around 6 p.m. today. Oh, so that's not even that long ago. They're gonna be talking about this all day, bitch. Okay, so when you say it seems staged, let me ask this question. Because then I'm gonna pull it up. I just want to see what the girls think. Because honestly, this is like the type of shit I'm like, why am I living in this world? Why am I here with these bitches? It's too foolish for me. I told you already. Foolish is a dirt queen named Sandy, bitch. And this shit right here is too much for words. How can one deal, survive, and maintain in this environment. It's chaos 24/7. I'm saying. Okay, so what you gonna do? Fake assassinate Trump? I mean, girl, you just doing too much. It's too much. Or even let's just say if they really did assassinate him. Oh, you think that's gonna make it better? It's not, because now you just that's gonna be it. I don't want to be around for this shit. I'm like, this shit is too stupid. Y'all just gonna let anything happen, huh? You just gonna let this Miss Biden up here talking about I am totally capable of beating Vice President Trump. What did he say? He was trying to say, or he had said something like, "Oh, I appreciate Vice President Trump," but like he was confused, and I'm like, you sit here with George Stephanopoulos to clear your name, like you're not gonna clear your name because it's not gonna get no better from here for this performance. It's over. But you went to George Stephanopoulos talking about you wanted to clear your name, but then you went up there and it was like, girl, this is doo-doo. Ooh, no, ma'am, this is not it. If it was gonna give this, you bitches should have gave like an op-ed type, like something somebody could type up and send in. The girls would have read you for filth. You're gonna get read for filth no matter how it goes. You show up to speak with George Stephanopoulos, you read for filth. Had you would have sent a sickening email, and even if you would have hit on all the points, they would have said, "Oh, so now what we see is she's in her pajamas at home behind the screen type of president because she can't perform in the daytime." Bitch, this blunt is raggedy as hell. How are you gonna explain this? Girl, this shit is tacky as all out fucking doors, ho. I'm sick of this shit. Why would you sell me something so bummy? This shit don't open clean. White man from town. Die clean, white man. That shit is hilarious to me. He said, die clean, white man. Die clean. He was feeling that. He was like, white man from town. Die clean. But guess what? He was like, take this pie. If you want to take the curse off and give it to a bitch that you don't fuck with, and when they eat the pie, the curse will go to them. He gonna give the pie to his wife. Well, why? Because the wife was cheating on him with the therapist. So he gave her the pie. Only problem was there were leftovers, and his daughter came behind her and ate some. So you see what happens when you try to escape karma and pass the buck to another bitch? God was gonna serve that wife whatever it was due. It wasn't your concern to worry about her. You had a curse put on you. You were supposed to turn to God in the first place. At no point in that film did he ever go to any person of faith or spirituality to see if they could take the curse off. I mean, he went to that one Italian woman that he met through his client who was a murderer. And I guess she might have known something from when she came back from the old country. Like, oh, back in the old country, we used to have a witch. The witch who put a spell on must take the spell off. No other way. Jose. The witch that put it on must take it off. So this whole thing with Trump now. Okay, so hold on. Well, now let me ask this question. So you say staged, but staged how? Like staged, like Trump staged it, or like what is like? Why would he have to stage this assassination? I think that's corny, and if that's true, then that's not a good look. I'm not saying it would be good, but if it was a real assassination attempt, then he would get support. But if it's like, if it comes out and it's giving Jussie Smollett, baby, you gonna hand it right. It's gonna be crazy how that flips right. I'm like, girl, you just ruined it for yourself. Like I say, girl, you cornier than a mug. I hope that's not the case. What would he need sympathy points for? He was already whooping this nigga ass. Sympathy points for what? He's doing the Jussie Smollett. You doing too much. Bitch, it didn't require that. You was already beating him. Judge Stephanop, everybody was calling for him to step down. What did you need to do? That's why I'm confused about the assassination. I could see if he was losing and if it was really looking bad for him, but that's not the case. You have him on the ropes. Are you confused? You have him on the ropes right now because he's the one who got to go and do these interviews just to clear his name. Just to clear his name to say he's even competent to do the fucking job in the beginning. He said sympathy for the new political. You said for the pedophile. What? Oh, girl. See, that shows you how much I missed. Is this all coming out? When did all this come out? So what? Now there's a pedophile story, girl. I don't even feel 100% right now. And this right here just seemed like some demonic, like, what? So it just shows, I knew this was going to happen when I was a child. I knew. I said, by the time, who's going to run this shit when I get grown? Because when I'm looking around, these bitches don't serve me. But what it shows me is nobody, like, oh my God. Oh my God. Everything I was thinking as a kid was true. This is crazy. He was mentioned in court documents with Jeffrey Epstein. What? What? Oh, girl, anybody got... This is just too much for words. This came out when? Today? When did this whole Jeffrey Epstein situation happen? Wait, somebody died? Girl. Ooh. Sorry, sweetheart, I forgot you were under here. I can't. I cannot. See, I didn't know about this whole Jeffrey Epstein situation. So that's why I was confused. I'm like, you don't need, that's why I would never say, it's staged. Who staged it? You saying Trump staged it or Biden staged it? Because I couldn't understand how Trump would stage it because I didn't, but if it's true what y'all saying, then maybe it would want to be something to take the energy off of that, but girl, this shit is just too much for words. There was a casualty. The shooter was killed and one victim dead. What? So, yeah, if somebody died, then somebody really came there to do damage. I gotta think on this. I feel like do I want to see this footage? Because I feel like there's a demon. That person, it's gonna be something, especially if somebody really died. Two people died, the shooter plus another victim. There's something about this that is not calculating. I haven't even seen the footage yet. I'm trying to understand. Maybe with this shooting, people might be nervous to come to his next. I don't know what this is. It's staged as a distraction. Trump and Biden work for the same people. It's meant to divide. I thought. No, first of all, here's the whole thing about it. I watched the debate, but I already told y'all how this was gonna go from the beginning. And so far as this assassination situation, girl, y'all are bringing this to me. I'm literally just getting a lot of information. It's staged. It's not, so it's not about what I knew, what I didn't know. It's literally, y'all are flooding me with information on the spot on something that I have no clue what you're talking about. So until I see it for myself, it's not what I know. I don't know nothing yet because I haven't seen the footage. And then I'll formulate my opinion. You get what I'm saying? Right now, I'm just taking y'all. I'm just hearing what y'all have to say. I'm asking questions. Is what I'm doing. But it's not what I know, what I don't know. I'm just asking questions right now. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not actually staying tuned to this because to me, this whole situation is a cartoon. Which really, it turned into a cartoon a long time ago when it was Hillary, before that. But where I became really active and got involved, like really talking about it. Then, and when it wasn't taken serious, then I saw, okay, this isn't real. So now, with this whole situation with Trump, regardless of what people's opinions is, my feeling is this. I don't know what happened today, but they not, in my mind, they not on the same type of time. Now that's your opinion. I don't feel that way. That don't mean that I'm agreeing with everything that this nigga's saying, but I clearly can see that he's not on the type of time that they on, that they're using all these mechanisms to go against him. So to me, I'm gonna go off the evidence. If they was working on the same situation, they would have just let the nigga run. It wouldn't require all this. You get what I'm saying? It wouldn't have required what happened during COVID. Why go through all the acrobatics? Wrestling, that's a situation where they work for the same company. So we literally know who's going to win, who's going to lose beforehand. You get what I'm saying? There's no discrepancy there. This was not that. That's my opinion on it. But after the whole situation happened the way that it did between Hillary and Bernie, and then Hillary and Trump, and then how they kept the nigga tied up the whole 4 years, and then on that next election, how they did cheat. We don't have to like it. You don't have to feel, you can feel how you want to feel. But that's in real time what I saw. Okay, my personal opinion don't matter. I'm just going off what I'm seeing and what the information is actually showing me. And I knew and said they're going to push everything on COVID. But they can't do that this time. So now it's going to be, we got to get ahead of this. Let's raid the Mar-a-Lago. Let's do all these things. And even with all what they doing, it just keep boosting him up. So to me, it's not giving the energy of, oh, they're on the same thing. No, this is getting like, this right here, how you know it's different is because everything we're experiencing have never happened. Between COVID, between the presidential situation, everything that we're witnessing, it's just we're so used to it and desensitized. But all this shit is brand new. And there is no rule book because we haven't seen it yet. You ain't ever seen a president be a president, have all these things happen, have a conviction, have all this, and then still be running on the next. Like, you ain't never seen that before. So it ain't no way to talk about how this is running that when you never seen it before. That's never happened. And what it's showing me is something got to be different because something different is happening. Even when politics was gutter before, let's say with Nixon, it wasn't this ugly. It didn't call for January 6th. It didn't call for people dying and like all this stuff, like where people on their own are showing up. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's showing me that the way how he activated people, and people can make it seem like it's just white people. That's not true. But okay, we can run with that. Regardless, it was clearly something real happening that was separate from what had happened before. Because I ain't never seen these niggas respond like that from McCain. But he was a Republican too. And he was old, rich, and white. He was all those things, but they never got on their feet like that for him. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is something different happening. Now, maybe they know some of the same people. Maybe, but that's just anything. I mean, if you was working in the industry, we may know the same folks. We may come across, we have worked with some of the same people. I don't know. But all I can say is there is something different happening. Because you ain't never seen nothing like this happen before. You ain't never seen it be this. This is some other type of shit. Now, the time when you did see it happen before is when it was real. JFK, Martin Luther King, Robert F. Kennedy, Malcolm X. You get what I'm saying? Like, all that shit was happening. That's when you saw. Because it was something different. Like, okay, this person maybe could make a difference if they really got the power to. Why wouldn't they try to take that person out? I mean, they do it. They've done it before. And they've done it to white people too. Like, it ain't even just black people, white people. This is, if you really coming in there talking about something a little bit different, even if you're not all the way perfect, but let's just say you really do feel like I do want to do something good up in here. I don't fucking know. But you coming in here saying something that we don't like. That's what I can tell you. We don't like it. So, okay, we gonna smile in your face. All the while, when to take your place, the backstabbers. Backstabbers. All in your back. You said. You know, I gotta see it though. I hear what you're saying, and I received that, and it's no tea. I gotta see it for myself to really see the energy, but I just am not ready to because I feel like it's gonna be a demon. I don't feel like opening that up, but I know at some point I'm gonna have to look at it to really be able to really share my feelings on it. Especially y'all talking about somebody died or two people died. I just between that guy who it's like we weren't super close, but he was a supporter, and I was from when I met him, I was rooting for him to do well. So I don't like that that happened. Only Allah knows why. And then this, and it just seemed like nonstop. Like shit is always going on. I feel like there was something else I I saw on the blog today. I'm like, oh my god. Who has the time? It's too much demon activity, bro. Like it do be false flags and all these things. All of these things are real and true. But here's the thing too. It's like it gets too deep. And I'm not gonna say it gets too deep, but it gets on a level because what happens is sometimes too, by the time I'm talking about this stuff to you, especially let's just say I certain terms, certain this, certain that. Now it's like, oh, narcissism, gaslighting, false flags, just all these different things. Then what happens? Then they become popularized. And now everybody's saying, oh, this person's a narcissist. This person, meanwhile, this bitch is the whole narcissist. But so now with false flags, the same thing. It's like, I feel like they know that we know what that is. So sometimes it'd be a double play. It'd be like a false, like, but it's like, but then you got to dig into what the reason is. But y'all may have it brought the reason out if it's what y'all saying. But I want to know too, what was in the document. I really do want to know that because I do think that that's an important piece of information. And then the question is, what does God intend? But that's okay. We talk about Trump, and honestly, that's not really what I wanted to come here and talk about. That's another thing. It's like I kind of walked into all this, and honestly, that's the last thing I kind of wanted to talk about. I felt like once we talked about the debate and that interview that came after, I was kind of like, girl, this shit is, we've been knew what this shit was a number of years ago. It's kind of old news. Like at this point, we just gonna let the shit roll out. I mean, what don't we know now that like we know it all as far as what it is, what's going on. And I mean, at some point, on some level, something have to run a little bit right, because otherwise, it really is just 100% over. So it's not gonna be like gravity. I don't even want to talk about these niggas because I feel like that's a whole other conversation. That's literally take me away from what I actually brought the content. I'm like, is that just kind of caught me? I'm like, an assassination attempt. What? Like that's jarring. And I was just feel like I was just on the blog and I did not see that. And when y'all coming at it like, oh, then this is all this information, I'm like, wait, what? But no, honestly, once at some point, I don't want to watch that tonight because it's just even just thinking about it's kind of journey for me, especially since I'm not 100%. But I'm sure I'll watch it and then I'll have more to say about it and what I suspect, what I sense that could be. But right now, last thing I want to think about, what I wanted to bring and see what y'all thought. And we can pause it throughout. It's just, and we might even can fast forward it. It's just because I don't literally want to sit through and watch the whole program. But with this lady, I feel like I've seen her in multiple things. I want to see what y'all think about her. I want to see what y'all think. What's popping, Kenneth? I guess political theater. Those two are not mutually exclusive, by the way. Demon or political theater. I don't know why those have to be why it has to be one or the other. Because oftentimes the girls who are acting out the scenes, like, who do we think these girls are? Who do we think is their guide, is instructing, is that these girls are under oath with? I mean, ultimately, if we know that we pray to God and like the angels and all the stuff that we be talking about, and these girls can literally sit up here and drop bombs on people and starve people out and just do the things that they do to other human beings and just to the planet and all the different things that they do. I mean, if we're going to call something demonic, I don't know how we could classify that as demonic. Destroying our planet, destroying humanity, destroying families, destroying history, destroying truth, like changing the story. You know what I'm saying? Like, these niggas lie. Like, it's a lot of stuff. But that's kind of speaking on that, actually, is what this is about. Low key. So, I want to see what y'all think about this girl. I have my opinion, but y'all may have a different one. So that's why we're gonna see if she rode the wave or if she crashed out. This piece that I have is not actually the piece I wanted. There was another piece I had, and I'm like, where did it go? I went through my history, I couldn't find it. I'm like, but then this shit was there instead. I'm like, I actually don't know what this one is, but it's the girl that I want y'all to see. So I just want to see what y'all think. And honestly, I don't even know what she's gonna say on this one because I hadn't fully watched the other one, but it was enough. I had seen enough to say, I think I want to discuss this on the platform and just really contend with some of the things that she's saying. Because I feel like, honestly, you a hypocrite. Just these type of Christians, in my opinion, are hypocrites. It's just, in my opinion, no way around it. It really, in my opinion, can't you? Everyone keeps saying, oh, we're in the end times, we're in the end times. Just based off where it feels like we are in general, don't you think by now this would be around the time that something would be about to happen? To like, it's hard for us to process that because we're here. It's too much information. It's too much time. If I was feeling better, I would go into all this. But my point is, these people are hypocrites, in my opinion. Let's see what she has to say on this clip. She said, if this is fake, then the church convictions are fake. Convention rape is fake. The child is fake. Child. I don't think, see, you're saying you think they were selected. I disagree with that. I think that Biden was selected because he clearly is not fit. But Trump was actually in the trenches fighting. You're saying selected, but when he showed up, the people showed up. That it was clear that people actually fucked with him. When Hillary came, she couldn't draw the crowd. They selected her. The people wanted Bernie, but the selection was Hillary. Trump was not who they wanted. I'm not understanding where you feeling like they both got selected. Selected would suggest that they wanted Trump as the candidate, when clearly that wasn't the case. In both the times, I guess at this point now, the 3 times that he ran, because when he ran against, I would say Obama was selected. I agree with that too, because he came out of nowhere. But Trump was a well-known name from the beginning. So when he got involved, that's what made it polarizing. But they tried to squeeze him out from the beginning. Remember, when he ran against Hillary, see, when you say selected, to me, that's making it seem like they wanted him, but they didn't want him. In fact, the Republicans didn't even want him. They had other people that they were trying to cram down our throats, but the people who would be voting Republican when it came down to the primaries or the whatever you call the, is that what you call that? I forget what the title is. But when they're not running in the, like how it is right now, but when they're up against the Democrats, the Republicans, and then we got to get down to who, although because we had Biden, I guess we didn't need that, but for the Republicans. But in both times, what I'm saying is they didn't want him. In every way they tried to slander and like defame and take him out the race. So I'm not understanding why that's like, how that's translating as, oh, they wanted him there. I don't think so. And if they wanted him there, why not just let him run his term? Since you wanted him there, you got him in there, and then you took him out by cheating. why do that if he was the selection? So I don't agree with that. I don't think he was the selection. I think that's an easy thing to say. He's an older white man who's rich. I get that, but I don't think he's the standard older white rich man in the way of politics. Like, oh, he's the same thing as Joe Biden. I don't see that, because the things that he says are true and are things that I have said. And so far as these niggas who've been in politics all these years definitely ain't doing shit because they've been there. And if they was gonna do something, they would have been did it. That is true. This nigga got in and he totally turned everything on his head right away. So I mean, you can't deny that. You know, whether people want to like it or not, they can say, oh, he was polarizing, he's not being presidential. But it's either you like it or you don't. Because you say you want someone who's not giving the system, like, oh, they're selected and they're all coming from working for the same person. But then when someone comes in there and actually is talking that shit, then people just allowed for the media to attack him and take him down. So I don't see how it's coming across as a selection. His entire presidency, he was tied up in court the first time. And I remember that because I covered it. And it was true. It was the Russia, Russia, Russia. All that was very true. So if he was selected, why give him a hard time like that? Why not let him serve your purpose since they working for the same team? Now you're in there, you're a puppet, right? So now that you're there, he could just do like all the other politicians do and just not honor his word. Oh, I'm gonna do this, that, and the fourth, get there and not do shit. So why couldn't they just? But he didn't do that. He actually started talking shit. He started saying what he was saying in NATO. He started saying different shit that was not standard. So I love you, Dan. You know that. So we just on this, especially where you're concerned, you know it's all love. But I do respectfully disagree. I think it's easy to feel that way because of how it looked, but I don't think it's the same. I think this is, just look at it. We've never seen nothing like this. So that should be the first clue that this is different. This is not more of the same. It's something there may be some things about him that he can be out of touch because I mean the fact is he is an older white rich man. But I think overall, in listening to really when you really track what he's saying throughout, people really don't want to do that though, because I think they're afraid they will be more in agreement with him than not. That's what I think. I think that's what's low-key started to happen, and people were just in secret with it. That's okay. I'll be the one who he'll because you not anybody gonna come to me and talk about, oh, Candace Owens. I'm like, bitch, where? That's not how it is, and that's not how it goes, bitch. Don't play with me. I mean, and it should show you, too, in my opinion, that okay, if he was the selection, why are they campaigning so much? Oh, y'all not thinking about like the way they coming at black people who are like saying that they fuck with him or that they like him or are listening to him. Now this Project 2025, I keep hearing about that. I have no clue what that is. And again, like I told you, I've been too exhausted. I haven't even looked into it, but I have heard of it. I have heard it. Absolutely, Ready Rock. We here, baby. You know, we go way, way, way back. So this is what we do. So I love you now. You know what time it is. But hold on, can y'all tell me about this Project 2025? Because I have heard of this. I literally have zero. I don't know what it's about. I don't know. I couldn't tell you the first thing. Oh my God. And I gotta fucking go to work tomorrow. Lord help me. I need like an aspirin or something. I've heard of it too. Okay, so you don't know what it is either, Mother Stacy? Because I don't know. You said I hope. Yeah, honestly, I'm feeling better. It's just that I'm like all up in here with it. And like up in here. You know? Feeling like really kind of like. You said Project 25 is more left propaganda that is in place right now under Biden. Trump's plan is Agenda 47. Okay, so, but is there something negative about this Project 25 or Project 2025? I have to go to work in the morning too. I hate that. I pulled these late night. And it's my fault, Ready Rock, because really I should have came to you sooner. Um, but you know, I'm trying to balance my life out as best as I can. You know what I'm saying? Like between like working on music, keeping my house up, keeping myself up, taking care of my animals. But I think sometimes, you know, all those nights where I literally stayed up 24, like however long, 48 hours, like I went to work, then never went to bed, and then went to work again. And then, like, doing too much of that, I put myself in this position. So I just gotta, like, take it easy and, like, recover. You said, I remember seeing it on Instagram and it showed some things that are taking away, like, getting rid of Social Security checks. That was in 2025. Project 2025 envisions widespread changes to government, particularly economic and social policies, and the role of federal government and its agencies. Well, it just depends on what they're talking about. Because what are you saying? You trying to get rid of the IRS? Because, bitch, if that's true, bitch, we just might have to see. Because she did cancel my college loan. So if she did that, then maybe she broke out the matrix. But what does that mean? That sounds vague. Like we getting rid, you need to like what you saying, like what you doing, like you talk about widespread changes to the government. What does that mean? Particularly economic and social policies. Okay, and the role of federal government and its agencies. What does that even mean? That would be like saying this. So when you come to my restaurant, expect colors, happiness with warmth on a plate, speedy, expeditious, knowledgeable, cold and hot sandwiches served anywhere, somewhere, at an address, at a location that will be disclosed to the public through a secret key that you'll find in the Central Park gas station. And when you get that key, you gotta like who the fuck are you even saying? Can you tell me what I need to know or not? He was just talking. I don't know what that is. He said the plan proposes taking partisan control of the DOJ, okay, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, Commerce. Huh. I need to know more. Oh, see. See, he's trying to reverse it. Who's trying to reverse it? Girl, Biden, girl, you cannot reverse it. Girl, the checks have already cleared. I'm not paying you. So, girl, she ain't getting nothing back. They are also trying to reverse. Girl, it's too much going on. I think Hot Summer is what got Roe v. Wade overturned. Child. Ooh. Uh-uh. This is exactly why I tuned out. I don't got time for y'all. This planet is ghetto as hell. Sit here with all this ghetto activity. See, that's what I was feeling like, Gigi, when I was reading what Stacey said. And I'm like, okay, well, I think that could be good. That they don't just have independent powers in our country. You need to answer to us too, ho. Get on board. So that's something that Trump need to put on his message too, because now that I can get behind too. The U.S. is breaking down federal laws, so the states have rights, and we are easier to take over. That's why the open board. That's why they opened the borders too. Huh. To me, this seemed like something that Trump need to be saying. But that Biden is putting in his message, good on him, because bitch, that is the right type of message. Who sent that seed? Jessica. Look at how pretty she is. Girl, you look like you just got laid too. Like that hair is sitting, honey. I live. And she don't play. She's like, girl, I'm gonna make sure. I'm going to make sure. Okay. Kamala Caramel. Girl, I can't with this hoe. You laughing because it's true, right? Because you looking like you just, and you knew you look like, bitch, girl, get into me, because it's giving, it's giving, it's giving, it's giving, it's giving. It's giving, it's giving, it's giving, it's giving. That's what Mother Jessica was giving in her picture. And I'm here for it. Because if you got it, baby, why not? Honey, please. Look, if I had just left the salon and my shit was totally laid, not only that, I want to go out that night. Especially when my hair is totally fresh out the salon. What, I gotta just go home and put my bonnet on first thing? Because even though, yeah, I can go somewhere tomorrow, I still sweated that night. Like, I want to go out tonight. I want to go get dinner. I want to do something. I agree. I agree with this. I think that the two-party system is flawed. Absolutely. There's so many issues. Uh, in all honesty, what we really just need, like, bitch, we just need somebody sincere who has their head on their shoulders and will understand. A good leader, you don't have to come in there actually knowing everything, because there's niggas who will know. But a person with a good head on their shoulders can figure it out and actually make the right choices. If their heart is in the right place and if their head and gut, I don't know. I don't know what it's calling for, y'all. Only God knows at this point. I can't tell you. Reason being because there's so many issues that are so deep rooted. So it's like, where do you begin to get to the bottom of all that? Where? I mean, because at some point you got to do something. So that's what I'm like. Maybe they're both trash, but I don't fucking know at this point. Which is the reason why I'm like, you know what? We got to try to focus on us and what we're doing at this point in the conversation, for the simple fact that these niggas are this whole situation is very unpredictable. I can't believe I have not pulled this clip up yet that I have for y'all, and I gotta hurry up so I can eat if I'm going to, because I made a pizza the other day and it was very good. Anyway, I danced twice today, but I danced earlier before I came in here to do this. But I ate those 2 slices, but I'm still hungry. I won't starve if I don't eat again, but I won't complain if I did. Uh, let's pull up a little bit of this clip. I want to see what y'all think about this. I want to get this queued up. Let me see. Ooh, child. Okay, how do I want to do this?
Up to 61 years old, 3 generations of women, all given how the, information has.
God ever allowed a witch to shut up the mouth of a prophet? It just hasn't happened. And so here you have a very poor display of power to say, I want to silence God's prophets. And God's prophets are the oracles of God. God gives us, downloads a message, and we just only say what God told us to say. If, in fact, God told us to say what we said, and a witch thinks that they're coming after a people, they're going to find out the hard way that they're coming after that person's God. Mm-hmm. And it's already a loss. And so all throughout the Bible, there were always threats. As a matter of fact, I am not surprised that that person even sent that threat.
There are. See, I'm just skimming through because that's what I haven't seen. So I don't. The other one for sure had what I wanted to discuss, but this one, I'm sure she's gonna say some shit that I want to talk about because she always says something when I see her clips. Like, but she does say some things that to me make sense. It's just other parts of what she's saying to. I'm like, girl, but she does other parts. It's like, yeah, she's touching God though.
Because you'll find in the Bible where a spirit went to God and he said, who can I get to go into this battle so that they can lose? And the Bible says there was a spirit that went to God and said, I will be a lying spirit in the mouth of their prophets. And so she might not have godly prophets, but she has, Jezebelic prophets that a lying spirit went to her. A spirit of rumor went to her, because that's also in the Bible in 2 Kings chapter 19, where the Bible says that a spirit went out and said, I will be a rumor to this king so that he'll go back here and lose the battle. So I'm not surprised that the foolish counsel of the wicked let a witch know that they could sue counsel of God.
Wow.
And there you have it, family. So, I mean, when I got off the phone with Tiffany, it was done.
Yeah.
It was really nothing else to talk about.
Yeah, we good. We good.
So, especially when you're going off of biblical principles, right? First of all, you have the First Amendment right. You can't come on a public platform and demand nobody talks about you. I get talked about all the time.
Right. Hold on. I want to find, because this is okay, but I want to see what I really want to see, which is, let me just see if I can find it. Hold on. Damn. What is this chick name? What? Okay, I'm gonna click on this one, and then I'm gonna also click on issues another. What? Okay, so we got this one, and then hold on, I'm gonna pick up another one. Okay. Oh shit. It's a lot going on with this. Okay. I'm looking. Oh shit. Hold on a second. Before I even click you, bitch, I need to see if this is what I'm looking for. It says so. I'm just. Huh. I'm trying. Give me a second, y'all. I'm just trying to see what this is. Okay. What? Okay, now some of these people are going too far. Okay, that's it. Okay. I'm afraid to click on you because I'm not sure what you're going to say, bitch, but we'll come back to you later. Okay, so let's get to you first, bitch. What are you talking about? It says, oh shit, what is this? Yo, I'm tripping. Because all of this is not what I was looking for. Because none of this is not what I was looking for. But this, we gonna see this for the first time. I want to see what this is.
And now we watch William Murphy, and many like him. He's not the only one. I'm just using his name because now we watch somebody like William Murphy, who was fallen from grace a long time ago. Let's just be clear, because I spoke about him in 2020 when he played Megan Thee Stallion during communion. The Bible lets us know if you don't discern the body before you take it, you can even get sick. You can get sick because of that. And you thought it was smart to play Megan Thee Stallion during a holy time like communion?
Okay, see, that's what I'm saying. I don't know what this is, but I don't disagree. That's what I'm saying. So sometimes she does make sense. I don't disagree with that. I'm like, why would you be? I can't imagine Megan Thee Stallion. Does she have a gospel song out or something? But nah, this ain't it. This ain't it. I'm looking for a specific thing. Okay, if I can't find it, I'm gonna let it go because it was up here. It's not even in my history no more. Wait, what? Okay, well let's see what you got.
Hello, everyone. My name is
Because
Faith.
here's the thing: before I play this, with this woman, even though she says some things that make sense, it's something with her on different things, and I'm trying to find examples of what I'm trying to show you about with her. But actually, like I said, because there are some things, but that's anyone though. That any person you can find can probably make sense at some point. So I'm not gonna say she doesn't make sense at all because she does at different points. I don't think that you should be playing Megan Thee Stallion in church at all. It's just decorum. It's not the right place. Blah 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 blah. But what? Because I brought. Did we have this platform when I was talking to y'all about that guy? That one bald head Christian dude who is so judgmental. And I'm like, aren't you the fraudulent pastor that went to jail for like 10 years for frauding out your congregation for millions of dollars? Now you want to sit up here and be the girl that judges? Now, before I did my research on him and found that out, I felt that he was a fraud. I felt that way. I hadn't had my evidence yet, but I'm like, he fake. So watching this girl is giving me that same energy. Like, if we were to look into her, what would her background be? What is she currently going through? It's like she comes across like very. It's one thing to have good judgment, but she is very judgmental. Like, it's certain things she says. Let me just tell you one of the things that I was trying to find for y'all that I thought was crazy that she would say. And that to be Christians in general say. When people try to say, oh, sorcery, divination, all this stuff, tarot cards, these are all bad, right? But I'm like, and it's about necromancy and all that other stuff. I'm like, every single thing you talking about have already been done by the Most High. Okay, you talk about bringing people, oh, dead things should stay dead. But when Jesus did it, it was okay. How come that wasn't a sorceress? Or a sorcerer, excuse me. You see my point? Like, y'all bitches pick and choose what it's supposed to be. And then look, they'll be like, oh, there's no such thing as a so-called good witch or good magic or this, that, and forth. But I'm like, but that can't be true. Because, oh, look at this. This little beetle kind of bug landed on my arm. Look. You can't see it. It's too small. Can you see that? It's at an awkward angle. Anyway. Sweetheart, you gotta go. Get off, sweetie. I don't want to flick you. I remember those little bugs as a kid. Anyway. I was saying something. So, but you know another person who gave that was years ago. It was this black lady named Jackie something, and she's a chocolate sister with long locks. And it was something telling me, I'm like, she fake. It's something about her that's fake. She look like she got an attitude, and she fake. At least at that time. Maybe she grew. That was years ago when I first came across her. I'm like, oh. It was something about her that was so judgmental, and it was coming from a dark place, and I could sense that. It was nothing to me. There's nothing Christian-like about this lady that even though she's making sense on the clips that I'm pulling up, but I can see through that. I'm like, girl, ew, you're one of those Christians that use your faith to beat people up. And that to me is not of God. You sound just like those bitches from the Bible that you keep acting like you love so much. But you talking about, oh, divination and this, that, and the fourth. And I'm saying, when Moses parted the Red Sea, you saying, because the Bible told you that he did that with God, right? But how do you know when you see somebody else do something that is quote unquote magic, that wasn't through God? Like, how can you say the only reason why you know this is because it's in the Bible? You get my point? Like, I'm saying everything what God is showing. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that seed, Sarah. I hope I got that right. I'm saying that had it not been for the Bible, or how about take that away? When it actually happened, let's put it like this. So we know now what we know because the Bible's there, right? Okay. And I guess the Torah talks about it. I guess everybody talks about it. It's irrelevant. I'm saying when it first happened, right? What if they say to him, oh, this is magic. We can go get our best magicians too, right? Like they was thinking he was a magician. You want to know why? Because they were not privy to what we are privy to through these scriptures. For them, he just showed up and was making all these things happen. So in their minds, he would have been the wicked person that they keep talking about in today's world. Right. I'm not a magician. I'm like, girl, you are so stupid. You are too dumb for fucking words, bitch. These bitches just... Anyway. So I'm saying, okay, rising from the dead, being dead and then rising on the third day. Not only you rising, but then you bringing other people back from the dead, rolling away the stone, bringing something that was a dead thing back to life. But and another part that you need to understand is there are scriptures that are not in the Bible, and then there are things that have been added to the Bible. So also too, you don't actually know the true raw fact of what that was supposed to come across as, because certain things have been tampered. What if? I mean, we just don't really know. I guess we never will know. So I'm just saying, it's like, how can these bitches be so sure? This, that, and the fourth. And then they be like, oh, prophecy. That's what I'm saying. That's another part. I'm like, okay, so you talking about you had a dream and God, the Holy Spirit, led you. Okay, these people are actually saying a similar thing to you. They just doing it different. So what it is that you show me is that you're very close-minded, because you do things too, ceremonies, and you do rituals as well within your faith to conjure up the energy of God. Okay, you do communion, you drink the blood, the wine, representing the blood and the bread and all these different things that you do. And realistically speaking too, you're a hypocrite really just on its face, Because in all honesty and truth, really Jesus already explained to you in the Bible, but you're not getting it. You didn't want to hear it though. He told you once, I am not God. And to not do idolatry. But now what you find is, to me, that's the biggest idolatry. That's as high up as it can go. And I don't see how people can deny that that's true. Because when you're praising a human being who, even if he was a prophet or even if he was an angel, it still wouldn't be God. So that means you're taking on this thing that is lesser than God as God. And really, this individual died. So it clearly wasn't God. Because God can't die. Especially not at a human, like, come on. Like, there's not a circumstance, but you get what I'm saying. Like, I know it's a sensitive thing, but I'm just saying, like, how can that be true? And so now you sit here really praising a human being as God, even though that person died and bled. They were just like Moses. Like Moses died too. He was different from all the other humans. He was totally blessed and totally different. He could do things just like Jesus could that other people couldn't do. But he still was not God. However high up he went, it was still a human that did die. So how can that be God? And he understood, do not put anything up as an idol. Don't do that. So now he dies and all these generations go by. And now you have Jesus, and then he dies. And what happens? They put up a gold statue of Jesus. It's the same thing, just that it's not a calf. To me, that's what I'm saying. I don't see how that could be argued. It's like you sit up here, like literally, like, anyway. All I'm saying is, let's be clear. Jesus is in every major religion. And I'm not trying to, it's not my goal to, all I'm saying is when these people come out trying to make it seem like, oh, that's of the devil and all this, I'm like, how could you say it was of the devil? It's too many things that show you where God actually approves of what you're calling divination and these things where, okay, if I told you, you would call me a witch, which is the reason why I play with some of these bitches sometimes. I put it in Sublime X Connection. Because I'm like, that's what you would call me. I told you how I brought the ants back, but I digress. The point is that's what they will call you as a witch for doing exactly what those scriptures explained. But when they read the pages, they can accept it that it happened all that time ago. But if it happened today, it will be, you're a witch, you're a curse. Oh, you're into that other, like, they love to talk about, African spirituality. I'm like, okay. Those tarot cards are evil. The devil be coming through. I'm like, okay. I can say so much right now, but I'm not going to go there with you. And here's another part. How can it be God when it right there in the Bible, see, they got to put the truth in there. It's going to call for discernment, for you to really read it and think about what it's saying. How can it be God when it says Jesus was in the forest, in the wilderness, being tempted by the devil? God cannot be tempted by the devil. Only a human can be tempted by the devil. That shows you that there was any kind of temptation. It should have said, and that he had to really channel his energy to stay where he was. That story to me would be irrelevant to God. How can God be tempted? Also, if that is God, then how come when it right there in the Bible says that he did he say something like, pass this bitter cup for me? Like he didn't actually want to go down like that. But again, I think they reversed the story. Really what it is when they killed him like that, it brought a curse onto the planet. To me, that seems more true. My method actually seems like the true method versus what they're saying, which makes no sense. Right there in the Bible, it explains at some point it turned into no more burnt sacrifice, no more human sacrifice. Like all that stuff is finished. No more. We don't need that from you no more. So then it goes from we don't need no more burnt sacrifices and blood sacrifices to kill my only begotten son? How does that make sense? It doesn't. I'm telling you, it doesn't. But what it was is it was all a test. And it was up to the people living at that time, just like with Adam and Eve, if y'all want to take that into consideration. It's the test is for the people to see how it's going. To see how it's going to advance forward. If you want to look at it that way. But what I'm saying is when they killed that person who was clearly good, and the reason being for them to say he's a witch, because that's really what it was boiling down to. Oh, he said he's the Messiah. He is not. He is a witch. That's what it was really coming down to. So I'm saying these people killed. See, today it's easy for people to set up because you're not in the position, so you don't know how you would react to that. But I can see just off of how judgmental you are that if it didn't come exactly, and that's where the test is gonna kick in. Because for the nigga that's gonna come into your face and really be that nigga, it's gonna be somebody that is gonna challenge you and you're wanting to see them look or be or however you think they should perform. Just much like when Jesus came that first time. What you supposed to be? You coming through like the girls are not taking him serious. But look how easy it was for the girls to flip it because bitches are very weak-minded and aren't as strong as they think they are. And it don't take much to whip bitches into a frenzy of, oh, it's a witch, it's a witch. They did that shit in Salem. Oh, it's a witch, it's a witch. It don't take much to whip people into a frenzy like that. But to me, that's fear. Because to me, how you gonna tell me how God can communicate? You telling me different stories out of this scripture where it's like, oh, this person was in a pig pen amongst dead things and God called this person out and God did this and did that and did all these different things and have all these different kind of people that he's pulling from low places. So you telling me of all of them places, the one place he can't go is to a psychic? He can't operate and use this bitch to send a warning to his child or to send whatever message she please? It's just this lady, the way she be talking, she be like, oh, these are witches. Like, she be wanting people to really think. Like, I'm like, girl, I disagree with that. You can't tell God how to. Who are you? And where does it say that? And to me, the real test is everything you saying, that shows me you wouldn't be able to handle the Messiah. You can't handle it. You're already weak right now. You can't even understand that God can communicate through any means. So you think tarot cards are evil, but God can communicate through you through what? A bird or through a movie or through a song? What's the difference? Because that's secular. You get what I'm saying? TV and movie, and you talking to nature, that's unnatural. So what's that all about? Who? That's a witch. Sit up here talking to the sparrow, but I thought his eye was on the sparrow. See what I'm saying? It's like, oh. But if you do it, you're weird. You're a fucking witch. These bitches are hypocrites. I'm telling you, they're very hypocritical. I think so too. I think that seems to be the more obvious thing because this is how it feels to me. It feels to me after they killed him, a curse befell the planet that have been on this planet from that point all the way right here to now. And century after century, it's more of a corrosion until it gets to a point where I guess what they're going to call what's the event? The Antichrist, whatever they're calling like the main event. Like this shit is really about to like shit bombs are going off. It's like over pretty much type shit. But I mean, you can clearly see like, because now we're at a point where we have cameras. This is like, you can see it's kind of getting into the final frontier. Like this AI shit is like, all of that, anyway, there's a lot happening. But the point I'm making is that was a curse. And in my opinion, they changed that story because they had to. That would make people hate. If they would have wrote in there, I'm just telling you what the Bible is saying. Because Jesus was a Jew and the girls who killed him were Jews. But they had to change that. Like, no, we're not about to be in this bitch. Oh, we, the Jews, killed the Messiah, strung him up like a cow, and bled him out. No, we have to explain how that was a good thing and how actually that's what God wanted. God wanted that. But he already told you he didn't want burnt sacrifice. He didn't want that. So how can he want it now? And what would be the reason? Why would that translate? I'm being honest. Like, why would a vicious murder that has humiliation and all these things involved, like, you have to discern that and understand the real story there. All they did was put a Disney ending on it. Like, oh, it was such a great thing that his mother got to see him die. Did she seem happy in that story? Who seemed happy? Even Jesus didn't seem happy in that part where he was like crying out and stuff. Come on, like, it's right there in the story. But they want you to think, but see, because they have to leave certain elements. But to me, I'm like, to try to make that into a Disney movie, like, oh my God, thank God for Jesus, because he, like, it's like they really put a spin to it where it's like the PR was on point. It's like, oh, now it went from, instead of them going against these people, it's like, oh, we should raise you up because you helped to bring, like, you get what I'm saying? Like, now they're being looked at as the ones that help God bring the prophecy into play instead of murderers. Because y'all was trying to murder the nigga from the beginning. Isn't that what happened? Weren't they chasing him down? Is the reason why the mother had to have him in a manger? So see what I'm saying? You just did what you was trying to do in the beginning. Moses got further along, and he was supposed, and Jesus was supposed to get further along too. But it was a test to see if we was even worthy of that type of, like. And so when that happened, the magic died, bitch. No more miracles you bitches showed me, and it's not gonna get no better. Because the more technology, the more weapons you have, the more you would take these elements and use them for harm. You can take elements and bend it and bring people back to life. Like, what would you think a nigga of today's world, or even in the 1800s, bitch? They wouldn't know what to do with that. It got cut off with Jesus. They said, we're done. Hooligans, it's a curse. Boom, he's dead. It's a curse on the world. How long it been? 3,000 years? We've been cursed for 3,000 years. Look at all the horrible things that have happened. And when it looked like it was maybe going to start getting good, the shit turned to Dookie, Ash, and motherfucking waste all over again. Why would it be evil? It's just a medium. It's a medium. I mean, come on, bro. And she'd be like, oh, Jesus. Jesus. My girl. Of all the things you talking about, tarot cards, bitch. What's her reason? Is this the Kennedy University? What? Oh my God. Hold on a second. Girl, I can't. There's nothing new under the sun. I know. It's like, now look, we're getting older. And these niggas are still on bullshit. And when I be hearing about, like, people in my age bracket, like, I'm like, so bitch, you was a kid when I was a kid. And you grew up to be a fucking clown, bitch. And it's looking like we are shaping up to be just as late as all the previous girls, is what I'm getting. Honey, I saw a bitch. She claimed, oh, I'm 37. I'm like, girl, ain't no way you're 30. It's not giving me 30. And I didn't tell her that, but I'm like, girl, where's 37? You wanna know why? Because you live in a hard life. You out here talking stupid shit. Doing dumb shit. I can't even, I don't feel like getting into it. Like so now I understand. But I'm like, the world, these bitches, At this point, I'm gonna live my life, check in with the girls that I can do stuff about. If God allows me at the time that I'm here to get a lot 11:11, it's not. Um, you can't hear me. What's going on? Oh, okay. Okay, all right. Okay, so do I want what is this? Girl, I'm so upset. This is my fault because I thought I was gonna get on here and go on my history and then I couldn't find the clip, which is actually odd. Because it would have been better for us to hear. There was more specific things that they said, and it was just like I wanted to like kind of call it out point by point, but not sure where that clip went. Y'all, what was the clip? Well, what it was is that show hardly initiated. That apparently they brought someone who was a witch on the show, an ex-witch, a witch, an active witch. I don't remember, but it was a whole hoopla about it. So they ended up bringing this young lady who I was trying to show you that clip that she was on their show with this other guy, not the clip that they have that I brought up. I'm like, what is this? This isn't the one. But she was in there talking like, just talking about like what's witches, what's good, what's bad, and how all of it is from the devil and there's no way for it to be good. I'm like, how could you say no way to a God where nothing is impossible? So you're gonna say there's no way? And I'm paraphrasing. I wanted to hear her verbatim say it so we could just speak directly from what she's saying. But it was just a lot of that. And I'm like, I disagree with this lady. And I think she's one of those Christians that highly judgmental and very wrong about a lot of things. And I can guarantee you her life is not pulled together the way she comes across. Because they don't ever be. There was another lady I felt that way about. And I'm like, girl, something wrong with her marriage. I sensed it because she was always talking about her husband, like, my husband is a good man and all this other stuff. And then she would always be talking about these loose women and all this other stuff. She'd be like, and you women with your skirts and your red lipstick looking like Jezebel, like a slut. And she just would be saying a lot of shit. And I'm like, girl, please. She was like, all that weave. And she would just say a lot of stuff. And I would just be like, okay, there's something wrong with her. Let's see what that relationship is really giving. Where's the husband? Why don't he ever make an appearance? Is it called X Witch Saved? No, not that one. This one that I'm talking about has Tiffany. You know what? The one I'm wondering. I'm wondering if the video with that witch, the ex witch that came onto the show, is the one where there was all that hoopla where people were offended that she came on. I'm an introvert. I don't care. I'm on my own business. There is dark magic. That is true. I agree. No one's denying that, but these bitches are trying to make it seem like anything that is not scripture. But you have to understand, scripture didn't always exist. So was everything evil before then? When the prophets were communicating before there was a Torah or a Bible or Quran, even like you can't say all the people who existed before that time were unholy. It's like, but she's trying to make it out like, oh, if you not, I'm like, girl, don't do that. Because I'm about to do some research on you and figure out who you are because you look like another scam. Like, if somehow she's making me think scam. You get what I'm saying? Like, and when I say scam, I'm like, it's let's look into her background. Since she went to tell everybody how to live, she told these people on Harley Initiated. Let me say one thing she said too. She was like, you know what? You don't fear God. I thought that was wrong for her to tell them that. I didn't appreciate that. Because they were being so humble and they already felt bad. And to me, for her to just be so like, oh, you don't fear God. I'm like, bitch, who do you think you are? And then she went into this whole thing. And I'm like, oh, you are really judgmental. And I'm not feeling you, ho, at all. You, I think you're a pretty girl. I think you even say some things that make sense. But I think overall, bitch, you are too judgmental for me. I'm not into that. I use crystals. I connect with the moon. I look for signs. I get tarot readings, all that. When it comes to manifesting, it's pure prayer. I don't need to make an offer to no one. But you see what I'm saying, Bella? Now let this girl tell it. She would say, you're you're in the demonic world. There's no way around it. Like if you now that you know her, just research her. Certain things she says might make sense, but when she gets into certain areas, you'll hear what I mean. Like when you really get to see, like, she's really judgmental. Like in a dark way. Not in a fair way where it's like there's a good reason. She has some good points, but like I said, I'm like, girl, what's going on with you? Yeah, we about to wrap this up because I got to be to work tomorrow. I love you guys. So yeah, I've heard that all the time. Yeah, I'm like, but bitch, how does she know? How does she know what God is wanting to do? Uh, How? How can she say? How can she know? And why, if Joseph can have dreams and sit there and basically give a reading, because all readings don't require tarot cards, you forget. Because we don't know if when he saw the Pharaoh, he said, let me see your hands, close your eyes. They didn't give us all those details. Well, yeah. Don't limit God to what you think the only communication can be. It can literally be anything. It could be anything. You can't say what it can be. So, anything. If God says, you can't argue with that, especially if it's true. Some people lie, but that's their fault that they're lying. But provided they're telling the truth and it's really being led by God, they got to do what they got to do, baby. God tells them something, but because Miss Tiffany said it's a demon. So what if you're the demon then? Because you're the one telling people to turn down a blessing. What if a blessing is coming through? Like, who are you? You don't know how God is going to do it, sweetheart. You really don't. You don't, but you think you do. You actually don't, though, girl. And that's the problem with you now because she be talking real airy. I'm like, girl, God could do it anyway. God pleases. That's you supposed to. I thought you understood that though. Then she sees miraculous things happen in my life. I'd be like, if you credit that to witchcraft, uh-huh. Yeah, that's how I feel. And to me, that's their fault. And God is gonna see that. Like, you're giving God the glory, they're giving it to a demon. That's their choice. Iman, what's up? Maybe I gotta get ready to go to bed because I feel like shit. I need to take some. I'm afraid to take this ZQL because I'm just like, I don't feel great, but taking that ZQL will make me like sleep and stay asleep. So unfortunately, I'm probably just gonna have to ride it out and then take some when I get home. Inshallah tomorrow from work. All right, you guys. I love you. Good night. I probably should have waited, like I said, to have it better organized because I really want to tell you a specific clip. I'm going to find that clip so we can really talk about it because, like I said, I didn't even get through it. And just by watching the little pieces that I saw, I said, oh, we got to talk about this. So I knew I wanted to talk about it. Then when I came I went through my history to pull it up. I'm like, now where is this clip? And then at some point, I'm like, I'm going too far. It wasn't that. I just watched this recently. So that I'm even this far down is showing me something's wrong. But I'll find it. Because it's on that show, Hardly Initiated. And I really want to break that episode down with y'all. Okay, listen, I love you guys, okay? Get some rest. Chat soon, inshallah. Bye.